Right, good morning everybody and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan. Now for the past week I have been quiet on my channel due to me being emotional, and I don't like to make videos when I'm emotional because I'm worried about what I might say and I know that I can make my situation much worse. Now I just want to make a very quick statement before I start with today's video, and there's going to be a lot to unpack in today's video also. But my statement is this: most Thai women here in Thailand are not interested in foreign men, and most Thai women are nothing like the women that I share in the stories and the women that I personally talk about. They're extremely different, and that requires a whole different video to explain as to why. Now, I started this YouTube channel a few years ago, and I mainly did it because I was bored and living in the village. I had nothing much to do, but also I realized that when I watched YouTube and I watched Thailand content, not everyone was being 100% genuine. You know, the expats that have lived there for a long time, they've created YouTube channels and they paint a very different picture than what I have seen for the past almost 9 years. It's been very different. And the expats that I speak to, they have also had a very different experience. So I kicked off my channel by doing general vlogs, walking around, showing you food and showing you stuff that to me is absolutely boring. And then one day I decided to share my own life and my own journey, and I shared a story about the relationships that I've got involved in and what happened and what went on, to try to educate people about this is how it can be for a lot of guys. And that particular video got very popular, and then guys started emailing me and sharing their stories and what's happened to them, and that's basically how the channel formed. It wasn't meant to form like that, but it was something that I was very interested in, sharing my experiences and sharing other people's experiences. And over the years that has got me into a bit of trouble because I've been very honest and very open and very genuine. I made a decision when I started my channel not to lie. Do not lie on this channel, because that was the reason why I made it. It was to try to be, to be genuine and just tell it as it is, but be careful what I say because there are limits to what I can tell you guys on this YouTube platform for obvious reasons. And if you don't understand that, put it down in the comments and I'm sure people will let you know as to why. So, with that being said, everything that I have ever stated on this channel has been 100 million% true. I don't lie, guys, on this channel. I have no ego. I try to put my ego to the side and I just try to just say it as it is within the limits that I am bound by. And with doing that, I spoke about my own relationship and my own problems and what had gone on. And I'd done that from an emotional state. I always downplayed everything that had happened to me because, again, there's limits as to what I can say. But even with what I've said on my channel, it's quite horrific to a lot of people with what I've been through. Now, I don't want to dig up the past. I just want to leave it in the past. I'm a very different person now to who I was before. I've evolved, I've grown up, and I've really looked at what really matters to me in my life. And since I was sick in hospital last year, and no exaggeration, I almost died in hospital. And if it wasn't for subscribers and people that I know that helped me, I would have been brown bread, or as my friend calls it, I would have been Hovis, yeah? And it's not really a funny matter, but it woke me up to what really matters to me. I have a son that is almost 4 years old, and he means the world to me, more than anybody could ever know. And for me, I'm happy to focus on him. And since I've broken up with my ex, I've not done the same things as I've done in the past. Yeah, I've had resentment, I've had anger from what happened as to when we broke up, which I'm not going to go into. But I couldn't forgive what happened, and it was difficult. But this time, I wanted to concentrate on actually making a life and building a life and trying to be around for my son and just be a good dad and try to focus on that, which is a struggle when I don't have my son. I hardly sleep, guys. I mean, I'm lucky if I get 3 hours or 4 hours sleep. When I don't have him, I don't want to explain as to why. I just struggle. But when I'm with him and he's with me, I feel calm, I feel at peace, I feel happy, and there's not really anything else that I want in my life. And I know that when I have him on my own, I'm a much better father. Now, I'm far from perfect, guys, and I know that when I was living with my Thai ex, that I wasn't the best of fathers, because my main concentration was to generate money, to pay the bills, and for obviously there was ideas and stuff that Thai women want, and they might want to go on holiday, or they want something within the house sorted or whatever, so I have to push myself and focus myself more on working and stuff. So yeah, that really didn't make me the best father, where I spent quality time with my son, and with all the craziness that went on within my relationship, it was hard. And I can honestly state now on camera that I was depressed. I was very, very, very depressed, and my ex probably was also. But this time around, I've been a much different person. I have goals, I've been trying to get fit, trying to be more healthy, make sure that I get into a routine, make my bed in the morning, clean up probably 2 or 3 times a day, wash the floors, and I've just tried to live a bit more of a normal life, rather than getting involved with women, being a playboy, or getting involved in a relationship. I have not got involved in any type of relationship since I broke up with my ex, and I don't intend on doing so. I have learned too much, and I just don't want anything like that in my life at the moment. There's a lot that I need to do, and there's a lot that I need to focus on. And right now, I just want things to be peaceful, and for us all to just get on with our lives and focus on our child and just do the best by him. But at the moment, that is, or it seems to be, a big struggle. And last week, I've been concentrating on other work, guys, because I know that I need to generate a lot more money than what I've been making if I want to go and live in a house and get a car and stuff. My ambition now is to try to move as far away as I can, but not too far, because when I have my son, I want to be able to take him to school here, and I want to be able to pick him up, and I would love a set routine to be able to do that. But at the moment, there is no routine. But I'm hoping in the future, hopefully there might be. So yeah, I basically contacted my ex to ask her if she can just take care of him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and for me to concentrate on making money basically and working. So that come with its own problems, which again, I don't want to go into detail about, because I'm not on here to badmouth my ex or anything like that. Now, unfortunately, she did decide to make a video and attack me, and I had to resist with all my might not to come on here and publicly defend myself, and also show proof to prove that I'm not lying on camera. But if you understand anything about Thai culture, and you understand about women over here in Isan, I'm gonna make her lose face if I do that, and I'm going to get repercussions from that. So for me, I can't do it, because if my son is the person that truly matters to me in my life, then I have to bite my tongue, throw away my ego, throw away my pride, and do the right thing. And that's what I'm trying to do. And when I try to be the better man, I've noticed that my character gets attacked a lot. I get called a bad father by people online, not necessarily attacking me, but on another channel and stuff. And it's like, wow, if you knew what I had been through and the reasons why, if you put a lie detector test on me and I was to answer the questions, you'd find out that I am 100% genuine and I 100% tell the truth on this channel, yeah? But I am far from perfect, guys. And I'll always hold my hands up to that. I mean, even I've been toxic in the past because there's only so much that you can take, and it's like a pressure cooker. There's just so much, and eventually you're going to erupt yourself. You're going to say the wrong things and do the wrong things, I suppose. And then I don't like myself, because for me, I do have a large amount of empathy and I do feel guilt, especially about myself. I'm my own worst critic when it comes to me doing something bad. But anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get to the point. Right, so the point was that basically she made that video, she attacked me, I didn't publicly attack back, and then I went to go and pick my son up again. I mean, I went to the school 3 times to pick him up that week because I wasn't sure if she was picking him up or not, because there was just no communication. And then on Thursday, I went to go and pick him up. There was no communication properly that day as well, and he'd already been picked up early. And then I communicated with my ex, and she wanted me to go and pick him up from the shop that she works at. But due to the video that was made, that was the last thing that I wanted to do. So anyway, I basically got told that I was never going to see my son again. And that is the only thing on this planet Earth that's gonna hurt me. But I tried to stick to my guns with it because of that video that was made. I looked at it like, I need to stay away. And I definitely don't want to go to that shop when I'm getting accused of stuff. So I didn't go. And then I was told I wasn't going to see him. So that was more trauma that I had to deal with. But eventually on Friday, you know, I won't stop to try to see my son, you know, but I'm not going to cause any scenes or any confrontation, because it just makes everything a million times worse. So I just emailed again, and yeah, I can go and pick him up. So if you can imagine how I felt when I got to see him, I got to spend time with him. Yeah, it was emotional. So guys, I just want all this war stuff to end, this horrible social media stuff and this horrible stuff in real life to stop. I'm happy to keep my ex's name out of my mouth, and I'm happy just to concentrate on my son, move out of the area when I can afford to move out, where I'm going to need a car to be able to go from A to B for the school and stuff. And as soon as I can do that, I will move out and I'll stay away. And I think life will be a lot better for me and for her and for our child if we can have a set routine and blah, 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 blah. And that's all I can hope for now. So I hope that she can understand that the only one good characteristic that she should never defame me about is that I will always protect my child, I'll always care about my child, and I'll always do my best to be a good father. And I think she knows that deep down inside, and that's why she does not contact when I have my child whatsoever. She doesn't, you know, if she was a worried mother and I was a bad father, she would contact to say, can I speak to him? I want to make sure that he's okay. And then if she was to get on video call and he was to go, Mommy, can I come back? Daddy, do this or whatever, you know, and obviously she would do that. Any concerned mother would. So that doesn't happen, guys. You know, I'm left alone to take care of my kid because I believe that she does trusts me and knows that I will protect him and I will be a good father. So all I can do is hope that she listens to this video maybe and accepts what I've said in the video, and also gives me a routine and can let go of the past and let go of the resentment, and both of us have a mutual understanding, so to speak, for the benefit of our child. And I hope that she can, do a routine and allow me to remain in my son's life, because today I've took him to school this morning, and I'm trying not to get emotional. I worry about what's going to happen next. You know, am I going to get to see him again? I'm going to get problems seeing him again. I mean, I'd never know what's going to happen, and I mean that very genuinely. I really don't know. So I just hope, that things can be okay and we can allow each other to be happy and we can allow each other to be good parents. So, let's move on to the next subject. Now, in regards to this channel, I always want to deliver real life stories, I think it's a good thing to share, and it's something productive, and it's something genuinely good that I can do on the channel to try to help people. But I do feel like I need to go into a lot more depth about the cultural differences here compared to back in the West, and the psychological differences also, which could be mainly caused by the cultural differences, but that's a big subject to talk about as well, guys. A lot of women that get with foreigners are going to expect you to financially support them. They are, not all of them, but the majority of them that will get involved with a foreigner will expect a monthly salary and will expect gifts from you to them to show your affection and stuff and to show your love, and that is something that they will constantly want. And what I've personally noticed is that the more beautiful they are, the more sexier they are, or the more younger they are, basically, if they're totally out of your league, they're going to want a lot more gifts and they're going to want a higher monthly salary. And that's how it works, from what I perceived. So if you want to come here and you want a kind of normal relationship and you're willing to balance and mix the cultural differences, etc., then it's not going to cost you as much if you can get somebody within your league or within your level. And for me, that's just how it is. Now, there are a lot of expats that do have genuine happy marriages and genuine happy lives. But from my perception, because I've spoke to a hell of a lot of people and I get stories and people emailing me and contacting me every day, so I feel like I'm a lot more in the know compared to most people here, because I hear about it constantly. And it's not always negative, guys. But anyway, the expats that have been here a long time and they got with their wives 10, 15, 20 plus years ago, they tend to have done all right. You know, some of them don't pay monthly salaries. You know, some do, but they're happy with that. They don't mind it. They look at it as it's a culture thing. It's what's expected here. But the main thing for these guys, even though a lot of us might not agree with it, I don't agree with the monthly salary stuff, as you know, as most people know. But what matters the most is that if these guys are genuinely happy or not, and if they're happy, then up to them, because I think that is that's what life's all about: peace and happiness. So there's no point dogging on them or having a go at them if they're genuinely happy. But from my perception and the reality that I see, because I live here, is that most guys that have gotten involved with women, you know, less than 10 years ago, for example, it's normally not turned out too well. And all I try to do with the stories that I share and with my take on them is to try to help guys not go down that same route, to be cautious, to be careful, to only spend what you can afford to lose. It's a very popular saying within the comment section, and it's right. You know, if you're investing all of your money and your life savings in the house that you just sold back in your own home country, and you're going to plow it into land or to build a house with a woman that you've not really known that long, but you're infatuated with, and you got with her quite easily as well. You know, she slept with you the first night, and she's love bombed you to death and made out that she really, really loves you, and blah, blah, blah. Then you can run into problems. And then if you lose those life savings and everything's gone, then you're going to be extremely bitter, and it's going to cause you problems, not just financially, but emotionally, and possibly for the rest of your lives, because most of the guys that this happens to are normally a lot older than myself. They're at retirement age. And for me, Thailand really is a place for retirees. Guys that don't want to stay, for example, in a one-bedroom flat or apartment where they don't get any attention from any women at all, and they grow old, lonely and depressed. So when you've got that reality, obviously that's not for everybody, I'm just trying to give you an idea, guys. When you've got that reality compared to Thailand, sun, sea, hot weather, women that are interested in you, that will love bomb you, you know, beautiful women, younger women, and I get it, your retirement's going to be a lot more happier, and it's going to be great, providing that you can balance yourselves and you can be careful and you can be cautious. Obviously, if a woman is out of your league, she's going to expect some kind of monetary compensation from you in order to be with you. And if you're willing to pay that and you can afford to pay it and it's not going to leave you destitute, then up to you. If it's what's making you happy, I get it. And I've always got it. So yeah, I mean, people really need to understand that as well. It's a much better lifestyle for men that are retired, that are single, that are alone. You know, everybody's passed on, everybody's got on with their lives, the children have got their own lives, they don't want to know that much. I get it. Come over to Southeast Asia. There's various countries that you can choose from. Your pension goes further, you can have a better life, and you can have female companionship, courtship, or whatever you desire over here, and it's affordable. So for a lot of guys, when they hit that pension age, let's get on a plane, let's go over, let's deposit that 800,000 baht in a Thai bank account, and let's get that retirement visa, and let's start living a life again. Totally and understandably get it why these guys do it. Right guys, so let's wrap this video up. If I can be on this YouTube channel and I can genuinely and wholeheartedly tell the truth and explain everything as it is within the boundaries and the remit set by Thailand and YouTube, then you guys should be able to do that also. If you've got a good story, a factual story, a bad story, as long as you're willing to tell the truth, then I'm willing to share it and I'm willing to give my take on it. And other guys that watch the channel that have experience are willing to give their take on it too, down in the comments below. So get your emails sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com. And if you'd like to be interviewed also, and you're within my area, you're somewhere around Isan, then I'm willing to set a date and come and meet you and interview you if you're willing to put your face on camera. I don't want to be blurring people's faces out. If you're willing to just go, come on then, let's do it. In regards to an interview, if you are willing to do this, there won't be any set questions. You just gotta do it properly. Just freestyle it and just tell the truth. And if you don't want to answer, just say you don't want to answer. But this channel is all about being factual, real, genuine and honest. So if you can do that and you would like an interview, then also send me an email and I'll get back in contact with you. Now, in regards to my own personal life and my ex, like I've already stated, I don't wish to talk about it. She can put 100 videos on and attack me and say whatever. I don't want to retaliate. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get on with my life, respect myself, disregard my ego, and just concentrate on taking care of my son and trying to build some kind of future. He's almost 4 years old and time is flying by. So it's more important now than ever. And also he's going to be coming at the age where he can understand about certain stuff on the internet as well. So that's another thing I would like to request from my ex, that if she doesn't want to do it now because she's trying to build and grow a channel or whatever, social media platforms, other platforms that she's got, then don't get rid of them now if you don't want to. But when he gets to an age where he can understand, I think it's better for both of us to totally get rid of anything. I'm not saying that it'll make it disappear forever, but at least we can do the right thing because we haven't done it in the past. And let's get rid of this Coronation Street, EastEnders, crazy drama series of our lives, throw it out the window, drop it all, and get on with what needs to be done and do the right thing. Apart from that, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and as always, try to keep your money in your pocket and don't spend more than you're willing to lose. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.